introduce myself. My name is Devi Wulandari and my registration number is 192. Today I'm going to talk about my hobbies, which is cooking. Cooking for me is not just a daily routine or need to eat, but an activity that brings me great satisfaction every time I cook. I feel a sense of calmness, creativity, and freedom to express myself. Cooking is not only an important daily activity to fulfill nutrition needs, but for me, cooking is an art and a way to express myself. This hobby started a few years ago, and since then, cooking has become an important part of my life. I am going to dive deeper into how I became interested in cooking, the benefit I get from this hobby, and how it affects my daily life. Let's start with a little flashback of how I got into cooking in the first place. We are in midst of the digital age where technology has evolved rapidly and made it easier for us to find information and new recipes online. However, not everyone knows that cooking also has other positive values such as improving motor skill, improving mood, and even being an effective way to release stress after a full day of work or school. Cooking in the beginning, the beginning of interest, my interest in cooking started at a young age when I would often help my mother in the kitchen. I saw how meticulously my mother would process the ingredient in the kitchen, combining various spices and ingredients into delicious dishes or foods. Simple moments like this gradually shaped my curiosity about the culinary world. At first, I only helped with simple things like weighing ingredients or chopping vegetables, but as time went on, I began to learn more about complex cooking techniques. I started experimenting with different ingredients and spices to create different foods. When I first tried cooking on my own, I felt a sense of satisfaction when I managed to make something that could be enjoyed by myself or the others. I start by cooking simple food like fried noodles, an omelette, or scrambled egg. Although the results were often not perfect at first, I was never disappointed. Instead, I became more motivated to learn more and continue to improve my cooking skill. From cooking, I learned many things, especially about passion and creativity. Passion because cooking requires time and full attention for each dish or food to be successful, and creativity because in cooking I often have to think out of the box looking for ways to make dishes more delicious or different from the usual. One thing I have learned from this hobby is that cooking is not just about following a recipe but also about how we can create something new from the ingredient available. Cooking also requires creativity. While there are many recipes to follow, ultimately a chef, even an amateur one, will often adapt a recipe to their own taste. For example, if an ingredient is unavailable or not to their liking, they can replace it with something similar or even experiment with the new flavor combination. This is one of the reasons why cooking is satisfying. There's is a freedom to create. Also, cooking is a very tactile and sensory activity. When you cook, you use not only your hands but also your eyes, nose, and even ears. You hear the sizzling sound of the pan as ingredients begin to cook, the smell, the aroma wafting from the pot, and the vibrant colors of the fresh vegetables or perfectly cooked meat. All, all of this provides a satisfaction that is hard to describe in words, but very real to those who cook often. Over time, this cooking hobby also helped me appreciate healthy food more. Of course, cooking also has health benefit to my own. By cooking yourself, you have more control over the ingredient used in your food. This means you can choose healthier ingredients and reduce to use excessive salt, sugar, and oil. Cooking at home also allow you to include more vegetables and high quality protein in your daily diet. In addition, knowing the cooking process can also ensure the hygiene and safety of the food you consume. I start to pay attention to the nutrition in every food I make. Cooking by myself allow me to control the quality of the ingredient used, ensuring that the food I consume is not only delicious but also healthy. I often experiment with fresh ingredients such as organic vegetable, plant-based protein, and natural spices to create food that are not only delicious but also good for your health. Health benefits aside, cooking can also be a way to save money while buying food may seem more practical at times. The cost of cooking ingredients at home is usually cheaper in the long run by buying ingredients in larger quantities and utilizing them efficiently. You can cook delicious food at much more affordable cost compared to eating out at the restaurant or ordering fast food. Moreover, cooking can also be an effective way to reduce food waste. By cooking for yourself, you can be more thoughtful in managing your food ingredient at home. For example, leftover vegetable or chicken bones can be used to make broth, and also stale bread can be turned into croutons or bread pudding, right? This is one way to save on food ingredient while reducing the waste that is often generated from ready-made meals. One of the things I enjoy most about cooking is its ability to relieve stress. When I'm in the kitchen, I can forget for a moment the hustle and bustle or pressure I may feel from daily activities. By chopping vegetables, mixing spicing, and following each step in a recipe give me focus and calmness. Not only that, cooking also gives me the opportunity to be creative. Every time I try new recipe, I have the freedom to add my own personal touch, whether it's in the selection of ingredients, cooking techniques, or the presentation of the dish. On off top, cooking can also be an adrenaline pumping challenge. Trying a complicated new recipe or cooking for a large crowd on a special occasion can be a nerve-wracking experience, but also very satisfying when successful. Failure in cooking is also part of the learning process. We may have experienced moments when our food didn't turn out as expected, whether it was too salty, too burn, or not cooked perfectly. However, from these failures, we can learn and be better next time. Besides giving personal pleasure, cooking also strengthened my relationship with my family and my friends also. One of my most memorable moments is when I cook for people close to me. There is a great sense of happiness when seeing them enjoy the result of my cooking. This moment of togetherness become even more special when are the food that can be enjoyed together. As its food become it means to connect our hearts, right? The hobby of cooking also bring many positive impact in my daily life. First of all, I have become more sensitive to the importance of nutrition and the quality of the food I consume. Since I cooking for myself, I have been more careful in choosing fresh and quality ingredients. I also start to care more about the balance of nutrition in every food I make. This helped me and my family to live healthier lifestyle. In addition, cooking taught me about time management and accuracy. Cooking often requires good planning from preparing ingredients, determining the order of cooking step, to ensuring the food is cooked at the time. I learned to be more disciplined and managing time and also more thought in following recipe instruction. Cooking also provides an opportunity to learn about other cultures. Every time I try a recipe from different country or region, I'm not only learn about the cook but also understand the culture background behind the food. This makes me feel more connected to the world and more appreciative of culinary diversity. Not only the cooking can also be a way to express yourself like art. Cooking allows you to create something that reflects your personality and preferences. Maybe you prefer spicy or colorful food, or maybe you prefer dishes that are simpler and rich in natural flavors. Whatever your cooking style, the kitchen is a place where you can express yourself without restriction. For those who take this hobby seriously, cooking can also open an opportunities for a career in the culinary field. Many professional chefs start cooking as a hobby but later turn their passion into a profession. With advancement of technology and social media, many people have started successful food blogs, YouTube channels, or Instagram accounts where they can share recipes and tips with a wider audience. Ultimately, cooking is a fulfilling hobby because it combines various elements of activity, skills, health, and social connection. It is an activity that constantly provides new challenges and allow one to grow. No matter whether you are just starting to learn how to cook, are already an experienced home cook, there is always something to learn and enjoy from this hobby. Every food you create is a unique masterpiece, and with every bite you taste the result of the hard work and love you have put into it. So, cooking isn't just about filling your stomach. No, it's also about providing emotional satisfaction and creating an immersive experiences. a hobby worth pursuing wholeheartedly. So, to close this speech, I would like to emphasize that cooking is more than just an everyday activity. For me, it has become a medium to express myself, to release stress, and maintain social connection with my loved one. There is nothing more satisfying than creating something with your own hand and sharing it with others you loved. In the long run, I hope to continue developing my cooking skill and perhaps one day share this experience and knowledge with more people. I highly recommend cooking as a hobby for anyone who wants to find satisfaction in creating something from scratch, learning something new, or even relaxing after a long day. Thank you for listening to my experience with this hobby of cooking. With this, I end my speech. Hopefully, what I share can inspire you to explore the culinary world and find happiness in every step of the way. That's all for me. Thank you so much.